Breaking news and stimulating talk. KVNU 610 AM and 102.1 FM. News Talk 610 AM and 102.1 FM. KVNU.
It's now 4:05. I'm Will Feelwright in for Bill Walter with your news update on this sunny Thursday afternoon. And it looks like it's going to be a great night for some high school football. We'll talk about the Logan Grizzlies game tonight as part of the Rocky Mountain Kickoff coming up in just a minute. First, though, the news this hour is brought to you by Northern Steel Buildings. Well, the Cache Valley Veterans Association is sponsoring a Freedom Festival through the weekend at Elk Ridge Park in North Logan. It's described as an all-encompassing event which will once again bring the Veteran Memorial Traveling Wall back to North Logan. During KVNU's For the People show yesterday, Phil Redlinger, Executive Director of the CVVA and the Veterans Resource Center, told us about the Traveling Wall.
The wall actually comes with 22 military campaign tributes. So we're talking Afghanistan, Iraq, Somalia, Kuwait, Kabul, which is the new one. And then we've got World War I, World War II, Civil War, Spanish Inquisition. All of those things are there, which is awesome. It takes a few hours to set up. And so we set that up on Monday. We had an amazing group of football players from Utah State University that came down and helped us set it up.
Now, the week will be filled with events, ceremonies, booths, and local nonprofit organizations sharing information with the public from CAPSA, the Family Place Utah, and Bear River Health, along with others. The goal is to help raise awareness about PTSD, suicide, and grief supports. Well, coming up, horses are the prescription when it comes to young women struggling with depression. I'll tell you about Whispering Canyons on the way as we check that weather forecast, calling for sunny, clear skies through the rest of the afternoon as we've been in the high 80s today. Tonight we'll drop into the high 50s, low 60s overnight, remaining clear into tomorrow and Saturday as temperatures through the rest of the week and into the weekend expected to stay right around the high 80s during the day and high 50s overnight. Now, there is still a slight chance we could see some isolated showers, thunderstorms possible for Sunday and into Monday now, but then clearing up by Tuesday. Well, Merrill Gould of Logan is the founder and president of Whispering Canyons Foundation, Incorporated. It's a 501c3 that's located on 6 acres of land off of 10th West in Logan. He built the program for girls that are in need of help, who are maybe struggling from low self-esteem, depression, or anxiety. Now, it's specifically for girls ages 10 to 18 years of age. Some 17 years ago, he discovered that there was something special about pairing up a young woman with a horse and then watching them bond with each other. He says it changes them. Now, currently, there are 21 girls working with 21 horses. He helps prepare them for 4-H and FFA regulations and competitions. Well, it's high school football tonight, a late game for the Logan Grizzlies as they'll be facing off against Bonneville, Idaho. That'll be the second game of the Rocky Mountain Kickoff, and you'll be able to hear the game here if you're not already up at the stadium with Jason Walker with the call beginning right around 8:45, 9 o'clock here on KVNU. I'm Will Feelwright in for Bill Walter with your news update this hour.
It's a busy time of year with a change of seasons from summer to fall. And with kids back in school, check out UNI Furniture student desks and chairs to give them a dedicated place to study. If you want a better night's sleep, UNI can help you. They feature the full line of Maloof and therapeutic mattresses, from inner spring to hybrid to the popular foam mattresses, including gel-infused memory foam. And if you sleep hot, have UNI show you the copper memory foam mattress that'll keep you cool. Helping furnish your home for over 90 years. There's always a better buy at UNI Furniture, downtown Logan.
This is the Green Canyon High School Sports Report for last week. Girls tennis participated in the St. George Invitational and took third overall. The football team is preparing for a trip to Park City this Friday, while the boys golf team will compete this week in the Skyway Golf Course in Tremonton. Girls soccer beat Box Elder 3-0 and then went on to beat Spanish Fork 3-1. Cross country had a great first meet on Saturday. The varsity girls took 5th, while the JV girls took 3rd. Varsity boys took 6th, and the JV boys took 7th, while volleyball won both of their matches on the road this week. The Sports Report is brought to you by Casper's Ice Cream.
Believe it or not, a high-quality furnace air filter will reduce the amount of dust and pollen carelessly floating around in your home. John at the Duck Hunter says always buy a higher quality air filter. If you can see through a filter, you probably should pass on it. If you're not sure about which furnace air filter to buy, give John a call. He only carries the highest quality, which will reduce the dust and pollen in your home. For a free consultation, call the Duck Hunter at 770-4813.
We are the Duck Hunter. Breathe better, save money, protect your home. We are the Duck Hunter.
KVNU's For the People with Jason Williams and Bill Walter.
And it is Utah known as the fraud capital of the world. Not because we have more people committing fraud, but because we have so many people falling for it.
Going beneath the headlines and connecting you to the newsmakers.
The radio is a great way to get the word out to a lot of people in an emergency. So we thank you for your help and being a partner with us.
For the People on News Talk KVNU, 610 AM, 102.1 FM, online at 610kvnu.com and on the KVNU mobile app.
Welcome to KVNU's For the People. Hour one of today's show. It is Thursday, August 25th. I'm Jason Williams. Bill Walter out today. Bill, happy anniversary. Hope you're enjoying it so far. I'm going to try and not push the wrong buttons here. Kathleen Howell, outgoing after this week's announcement. Retiring Cache County Assessor joining us in hour two of today's show. But here in hour one, something far easier to talk about than how property tax values are assessed in the assessor's office. It's our theater hour with Charlie Schill here in the studio. You can read his work each and every day at CacheValleyDaily.com. News stories, reviews, and more. And Charlie takes an hour out of his week every Thursday at 4 to join us here in the studio and talk fun stuff. It is it's a pleasure to have you join us, Charlie. I personally haven't seen anything since our last show, but I'm sure you have.
I'm speechless.
You're speechless.
We're in a lull.
Yeah. Rare, but it happens.
Oh, come on. The Little Mermaid is going to open for CTC.
I can't believe that's not top of your list and never forgotten.
Oh, no. I'm just trying to forget it. That's going to open for CTC tomorrow.
Sure. And they'll do a good job and it'll be popular. It's just not our thing, you and I.
Yeah, maybe. Who knows? Remember, it's a teen show that they've recruited teenagers from high school to perform in.
Oh, that's right.
So, it's up for grabs.
Could be. Oh, now I'm hoping for some controversy. That's what we need here during this lull.
And then next week, you got something.
It's big, isn't it?
No, I don't think so.
I've lost all my tabs here.
Maybe it's not till September.
I know in September, so we've got Singing in the Rain.
There's nothing else next week.
Oh, yeah.
So what do you want to talk about?
Wow. Yeah, so the next thing is Singing in the Rain September, and that's not until September 18th.
Yeah.
Or 16th.
Yeah.
And then we talked about Thriller already. That's also coming in September.
And that's the last time.
That's it.
It's
done. I'm surprised that he's not, that the family's not just passing that off to someone else. But I get it, too.
Nobody wanted it because nobody could probably do the same job that their choreographer was doing.
Hard shoes to fill.
Hard shoes.
Yeah, this is so Singing in the Rain, and then Pickleville had their announcement, and then we're already to holiday season. Am I reading that right?
Well,
or is there something I'm missing?
After Hunchback of Notre Dame at Four Seasons.
Any thoughts on that? It's not as performed as some of the others. So there's that. But I really, it's dark. It's not a happy.
It is dark.
Musical.
And I have some theories about that.
Really?
Let's talk about plays that are never going to get produced here.
Okay. Oh, I have a few I can think of.
Okay, give them to me. Give me them.
Well, actually, do you know what? I want to point this out because we've talked about this before. Spam-A-Lot, Nonsense, a couple of those. There was a time when I would have thought, okay, somebody will trial balloon that once in a while, and it'll not go well, and then there'll be a 5-year gap. And I've been wrong about that. There have been some musicals, plays that I would have never expected to even be done in Cache Valley, but let alone be done and be popular, that have been.
CTC is carving out a niche for themselves on we're going to do new musicals.
That's and kind of edgier stuff too.
You know,
for Cache Valley.
Bright Star is a kind of dark gothic thing about a baby thrown off a bridge.
Yeah.
Then they did
what was it? The next
Spamalot. Then they did Legally Blonde. Both great shows.
Yeah.
Great shows. And I have been applauding them for having the guts to do that.
That's well, and I think they've proven there is a spot for that in the Cache theater community.
See, that's the thing. Every theater company in this valley is walking a tightrope between appealing to the audience they already got, old people,
sure, and
appealing to the audience they need in the future.
Makes sense.
And I think that's what they're doing, and basically they're doing a lousy job of appealing to the audience in the future.
Sure.
But I think that's what's going on with these.
That makes
and
sense.
I'm not putting an adjective on it, Disney musicals.
That makes sense, actually.
Because the Disney musicals appeal to young people. And I mean young. I mean 12.
The Little Mermaid is basically for
kids.
Preteens, right?
Yeah, you betcha. Yeah. And they're kind of hoping in a weird way that those kids are going to grow up and go to the theater.
Yeah. That's and you can't. So, along these lines, where does USU theater fall in? Because, obviously, this is educational ties. It's for students to be a part of their educational experience, and then why not actually make it something the public can buy tickets to at the same time?
Yeah.
But they don't. I've never seen them as a USU theater isn't really. They're not looking for a specific audience. They're not thinking, how do we stay alive as a theater company? They don't have to worry about that.
They're all over the map.
Yeah, so they do whatever.
Weird stuff. The Moors, being near to baby.
Makes sense.
But there's kind of a theme somewhere there. All of the shows they did this year had ties to family and sisterhood.
Yeah.
Including 9 to 5.
Oh yeah.
And
I'd already forgotten about that.
I think back to before the pandemic. They did edgy stuff. She Kills Monsters.
Oh wow, I'd forgotten about that.
Title of show. And that was a shame. That show played one night before the university pulled the plug on it.
I still, that's going to haunt me.
And it was a dynamite show. It really was.
That was one, everyone was talking about that, and it was such a unique thing to have an opportunity to see here in Cache Valley. And then, as you said, literally one show, boom,
bang,
done.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Those kids had a heartburn, and they're right to have said it.
Oh yeah.
Julius Caesar, when they did that this season, there were women all through the play.
I remember you talking about that.
They played Cassius and Brutus and Mark Antony, and they were good at it. And there wasn't any attempt to, play games. It made no sense to me. They were just women performing.
Yeah.
And whether the idea was that they were androgynous or whether it was supposedly women in those roles. I don't know, but
Yeah.
boy, they were good. They really were.
I like how that same type of thing was also handled during the high school performers doing Les Miserables the last week. They did the same thing where, women were playing these roles that in the
Revolution.
Yeah. And in the book, they're not women.
No.
Or, the playbook. And yet it wasn't like a thing. They just did it. And I thought that was nice.
It was
how they did that.
It was puzzling, but for years we have done things like ignoring the color of a performer in a role. Years ago there was they did Cinderella on television, and they had a black Prince Charming and who was it? Warren. Anyway,
I have to Google this because I remember it.
And a white girl who was Cinderella, and we all learned to shut our eyes, to ignore the color, to pay attention to that individual performing. Or you could see a performance of, I don't know, something, where, Macbeth. When the lyric did it, Macbeth was black, Lady Macbeth was white. And, of course, there would not have been a Scottish prince who was black, but that's beside the point. That kid was marvelous in that role.
That was noteworthy.
Yes,
that performance. Has he been in anything since? I've forgotten his name, but I remember everyone.
No,
was
he
talking
hasn't
about
been. He hasn't been back. No. I think we're moving towards an idea where we're just going to ignore sex on the stage as well.
Sure.
Yeah,
that would be
Othello. That's going to kill Lady Desdemona. You couldn't have two guys in those roles.
Sure.
Okay?
Yeah, some roles are going to have to be. Yeah.
Yeah, but where the fact that a girl might be acting that part, is immaterial to the way the play plays out.
Yeah.
I think we're going to see more and more of that, and great.
Sure. And obviously it won't work with everything. Certain historical... I was thinking about this with Les Miserables. I don't know that when you're considering the time this is set in, I get it. It's a made-up story. You can make anything happen. But at the same time, it's set during the French Revolution. You're not going to see a woman in Javert's role.
It's after the French Revolution.
Oh, sorry. That's after. Sorry. That's right. Post-Revolution. But, to be true to that period, you're not going to see a woman as the police, the constable, the chief of police, basically.
No.
And be historically.
No.
But would audiences care? I've just kind of wondered about that.
I don't know. For the record, what do you call it? Javert gets out of jail in 1815, right after the Battle of Waterloo, and
that's right.
And Napoleon is going into jail.
I never thought about the timing of that.
Yeah,
it is right. Same week.
and 1832 is when the show ends in the Street Revolution of 1832.
That is... I'm sorry, I've been thrown off here a little bit. I was just scrolling through the Cash Theater Company's Facebook page for information on tickets, which, by the way, are available for Little Mermaid starting this Friday. And they've posted this, a quote from Oscar Wilde. The world is a stage, but I find the play has been badly cast. that made me laugh. Charlie Schill, our guest here in the studio. You can read his work each and every day at CashValleyDaily.com. News stories, reviews, and more. He's with us for the hour, though. If you'd like to join us, 753-5868. We'll be back with more right after this.
A hammer or a screwdriver? It depends if you have a nail or a screw. At Top Job Asphalt, they know that, and it's not one size fits all. With a variety of services and products, they can meet any pavement need and budget. Call 764-0451 and let their pavement experts give you a free estimate on any asphalt job. Best products, best services, guaranteed. 764-0451 or topjobasphalt.com. Choose the best. Choose Top Job Asphalt.
Cache Valley Hearing and Audiology is Cache Valley's most trusted name in hearing aids. Once again, you'll be able to hear a loved one's laughter and understand conversations. Schedule a free hearing evaluation with Dr. Paul Danes at Cache Valley Hearing and Audiology. Call 753-4327. That's 753-HEAR. Or visit CacheHearing.com.
Bring back what you've been missing. Bring back Cache Valley Hearing and Audiology.
I get it, slip it, cuff it, check it twice a day.
I get it, slip it, cuff it, check it in the morning and before dinner.
I get it, slip it, cuff it, check it, and share it with my doctor. Nearly 1 in 2 U.S. adults have high blood pressure. That's why it's important to self-monitor your blood pressure in 4 easy-to-remember steps. It starts with a monitor.
Now that I know my blood pressure numbers, I talked with my doctor. We're getting those numbers down. Get it, slip it, cuff it, check it. Talk to doctor now and share it.
Be next to talk to your doctor about your blood pressure numbers. Get down with your blood pressure. Self-monitoring is power. Learn more at manageyourbp.org. Brought to you by the Ad Council, the American Heart Association, and the American Medical Association. In partnership with the Office of Minority Health and Health Resources and Services Administration.
Welcome back to KVN News for the People. It's our theater hour with Charlie Schill here in the studio. If you'd like to join us, 753-5868. Little Mermaid starting this Friday, and then a bit of a gap until Singing in the Rain starts September 18th. Thriller, the end of September, but a few weeks off in between the two. Charlie and I just kind of speculating during the break about some of the upcoming holiday stuff, maybe not, some things like that. But you always have an insider pulse check on all of this. You've got your sources and your leakers and things like that. Are you hearing rumors about any surprises, about any because so far Pickleville just doing the same thing. They're doing Addams Family. Not that that's bad.
Why not?
I'm just why not, right? And we know, for the upcoming holiday season, we'll get some staples. We'll get an Elf. We'll get a Christmas Carol or two. But by who is, up in the air still. And I always, maybe it's just my personality, I always hope there'll be a surprise. Something like, oh, they're doing what?
Yeah, it'd be nice.
We'll see.
The wild card is Lyric. They did A Christmas Carol, and boy, what a performance it was. They did A Christmas Carol last Christmas. That was their first Christmas show ever. Traditionally, they've confined their performances to the summer season. And it's iffy whether they'll try another one. And then the question, of course, is, do we go ahead and do Christmas Carol again? Because we've still got Dennis Hassan's puppets in the wings that we can use, or do we go for a different performance?
Oh, okay.
A different title. And thus far, nobody's talking.
I don't know that they need to be so secretive either. But is there? Let me ask the question this way: who are they keeping it from? Because it's not theater company competition. They're so far at lead time on all this stuff. They can't steal from each other. But
No. That's not. It's they're thinking about resources and time and all that kind of stuff.
Sure.
They're good. You got to remember that the Lyric is the university's theater company, really.
Yeah. The public face of
they're going to have probably 2 performances between now and Christmas.
Oh, yeah. They usually do, so it'll be a late October-ish, mid-October-ish, and then one little start after Thanksgiving, right?
Yeah.
Is that usually the schedule?
Yeah, or around Thanksgiving anyway.
Okay.
And there's usually a Shakespeare somewhere, and there'll be normally a show that is
I know what you're going to say.
It'll cut.
You're trying to be nice.
They've got no. Don't be silly.
Trying to filter yourself, Charlie.
They'll have a show that shows off the talent of their students.
Sure.
And then they'll have probably a Shakespeare between now and then.
That was one thing I like. They don't. I mean, they do crowd please because they are good, but they don't seem to make performance decisions so much off of crowd pleasing. They don't have that
no.
throwaway is not the right word. You know what I mean? Like
sure.
that show that's
what they are more likely to do is showcase their students in those shows. So they make decisions based on what kind of talent they've got.
Yeah.
They're going to play it that way.
Sure.
These are kids who have been waiting in the wings for their chance to shine as seniors.
Yeah.
And now's their time.
And it seems like every year they've got big shoes to fill from the year before.
Mm-hmm.
Because I think, now granted, I was paying more attention last season, I guess I should say, since it spans years. I was paying more attention last season thanks to you and this hour we do each week. But I do feel like they kind of set a bar last season.
Last year they had A.J. Black.
Yeah. I forget her name. You and I both talked about her. She played the Lily Tomlin character in 9 to 5.
Yeah. Doesn't matter.
Mind-blowing performance and voice.
And she's back.
Yeah.
She was in
It's just recently.
I'm having one of those afternoons where I'm just not clicking on all cylinders.
It's the end of the week.
She was in Into the Breaches.
Oh, okay.
And she was in
same company, right?
Come on.
Not Fences. There are only 2 people in that.
Not Trading Places. Freaky Friday.
Freaky Friday.
Yeah, and she was very good in both.
Oh, that's right.
Yes.
I remember that was the highlight for you, wasn't it?
Yeah.
Her performance in Freaky Friday.
Yeah.
She
was the assistant to Lacey J. Dunn, and she was going nuts.
That's fun. This is Talking Theater in Cache Valley with Charlie Schill, our guest here in the studio. Again, you can read Charlie's work each and every day at CacheValleyDaily.com. News stories, theater reviews, and more. And he's with us through the hour. You're welcome to join us, 753-5868. First, though, a look at the news with KVNU's Will Feel Right.
Thank you, Jason. The news this hour is brought to you by Cache Valley Hearing and Audiology. Well, help is on the way for millions of Americans who have federal student loans, but the recent announcement has many Utah politicians unhappy with the choice made. Yesterday, President Joe Biden promised to forgive thousands of dollars in student loan debt. The president's plan forgives $20,000 in debt for Pell Grant recipients and $10,000 for other borrowers, with a cap on debt forgiveness for all those with incomes under $125,000. This is just another campaign promise fulfilled. The Department of Education has also put forth some new regulations that would overhaul the Public Service Loan Forgiveness Program and cap income-driven repayment plans at 5% of monthly income. Senator Mike Lee yesterday issued a statement saying he opposes President Biden's plan, calling it a reckless spending policy during a period of dangerous inflation. Meanwhile, Senator Mitt Romney responded to the announcement by referring to the plan as an attempt to try to bribe voters. Well, in other news, Republican state leaders in Utah are suing the Biden administration, announcing a lawsuit yesterday over the president's decision last year to restore two sprawling national monuments on rugged lands sacred to Native Americans that former President Donald Trump had downsized. The lawsuit over Bears Ear and Grand Staircase Escalante, the two monuments, alleges that President Joe Biden's actions violate the authority that's granted in a century-old law that allows presidents to protect sites considered historically, geographically, or culturally important. The argument has been repeated for years by Republicans in court and in campaign speeches, and the legal challenge from Utah and right-leaning counties had been expected since Biden made the move back in October of 2021, when he called the Bears Ear a place of reverence and a sacred homeland to hundreds of generations of Native peoples. Well, that weather forecast calling for clear skies to continue through the rest of the afternoon and into tonight. As we've been in the high 80s today, tonight we're going to drop into the high 50s, low 60s overnight. Staying clear into tomorrow as temperatures will be back into the high 80s and staying that way for Saturday before we'll see a slight chance of some showers possible for Sunday and Monday. I'm Will Feelwright for KVNU News.
This is Rochelle Hanks bringing you the Daily Financial Market Report on behalf of financial advisor Tron Arnold and Edward Jones for Thursday, August 25th. Stocks break losing streak. Stocks moved higher today as investors interpret a series of economic data. A few big individual names moved today as corporate earnings were released. GDP revisions showed a smaller than expected downturn in the second quarter, while jobless claim filings came in lower than expected. Both data points highlight a resilient economy in the face of inflation and are broadly moving higher today in line with U.S. markets. U.S. 10-year bond yields are little changed, hovering around 3.1% after moving higher earlier in the week on anticipation of higher rates. On the supply chain front, slowdowns, bottlenecks, and truck driver shortages are still contributing to long container wait times, even as shipping and logistics companies dial back deliveries and shipping routes. The threat of worker strikes in Europe are adding to anxiety around the global supply chain recovery and may exacerbate an already strained system. Today, U.S. equities closed higher. The Dow closed up 324 points at 33,294, and the NASDAQ closed up 208 points at 12,639. The S&P closed up 59 points at 4,200, and in the bond market, 10-year Treasury yields are trading at 3.03%. In stocks of local interest, Thermo Fisher is up $12.32 to $585.47. Home Depot is up $1.67 to $309.78. Autoliv is up $1.83 to $81.67. Lowe's is up $2.55 to $210.96. Walmart is up 90 cents to $135.87. Nucor is up $6.08 to $144.21. Coca-Cola is up 31 cents to 64.67. Kroger is down 34 cents to 49.32, and General Electric is up $1.40 to 78.14. In commodity markets, the price of crude oil was down $1.70 at $93.19, and the spot price of gold was up $8.20 to $1,769.70. This has been today's Financial Market Report, brought to you on behalf of Edward Jones, member SIPC, and financial advisor Tron Arnold, serving individual investors with personalized attention and financial advice at 1202 South Highway 89 in Logan. If you would like additional information, please contact any of our 7 Edward Jones offices in Logan, Providence, and Smithfield. Our daily commentary is also located on our website at edwardjones.com.
Man, let's talk about something serious.
I tried the pill. It didn't work.
No, I'm talking about your yard, specifically trees and shrubs. They need your attention. You can't just let them grow unruly and wild, like your beard.
Hey!
Call Hull Tree Care. They have the crew, the experience, and knowledge to trim your trees and shrubs right. Call 760-6587 and ask for their radio discount. Hull Tree Care. That's Hull Tree Care. 760-6587.
It started out as free.
But then they said it would only be a few cents a day.
What you're hearing is real, and it may be happening to you.
I pay for streaming video, then the cloud storage, then streaming audio. Where does it end?
It ended up being a lot every month.
This is the sound of nickel and diming syndrome. It's a real thing.
It is a real thing.
I just want to hear my music. Is that so wrong?
There is hope. For millions of people, there's radio.
Radio?
Radio. With 0 down and 0 per month. Radio delivers all the news, music, and entertainment you want, when you want it, for free. No usernames, passwords, or Wi-Fi connections required.
Here's my card number. It's 735...
Shh. Don't speak. When you listen to local radio, you'll never need that.
This is so wonderful.
Yes, it is. The cure for nickel and diming syndrome.
Oh, I could use a hug.
It's radio. No subscription required.
Welcome back to KVNU's For the People Theater Hour with Charlie Schill here in the studio. You're welcome to join us as well. 753-5868. As Charlie mentioned, we're headed into Little Mermaid starting this weekend, and then after that, a bit of a lull until September 16th with Singing in the Rain, and then the 20-something Thriller. Single night on that one, right? For Thriller?
Yeah.
No. Sorry, 3 nights. 26th through 27th. Let me make sure those are all in Cache Valley, though. Well, no, we only get 2. Monday the 26th and Tuesday the 27th. Okay. That's better than 1.
I guess.
And as Charlie mentioned, Odyssey Dance Theater wrapping things up after this performance. So last chance to see this one.
And that's a crying shame. Those kids are amazing, the dancers.
It's impressive to see, especially when you consider the age and the work that probably goes into this one. This is a pretty complex one.
Yeah, but it's not their best.
You have a favorite from
God, the Nutcracker Redux. Oh my God,
man, did that
is funny.
That made waves.
Oh yeah,
I remember that first year of that.
Lots of hip hop.
Oh yeah.
Thriller has got a lot of classical ballet in it.
Oh, okay.
But Nutcracker Redux and Romeo and Juliet, those were their best.
Do you think, I mean, this is just a request for pure speculation, will there be something to fill this void?
I don't know.
Because they don't have a competing company
throughout
Utah.
There's Ryrie Woodbury. Oh, God, say that 3 times fast. And that's about it. And you know that they are Ryrie Woodbury. I'm sorry, folks.
I'm right with you. That's a tough one.
They're an acquired taste, absolutely.
Sure.
I've seen some of their shows, and it's possible to fall asleep during them. And you would never fall asleep during Odyssey Dance.
I just remember I've only seen video, and I remember the video thinking, oh, this is uncomfortably close to too interpretive dance for my liking.
Yeah.
Not my thing. Definitely not my thing. But I mean, it's somebody's thing. I try to keep that in mind as we talk about this because, obviously, as you and I have discussed, many times over, we recognize that these Little Mermaid, for example, it's somebody's thing, and they'll do a good job, and so we're not maybe, yeah. So we're not like begrudging that, but
I apologize. That's lousy of me.
It's your theater critic. It's
they'll
fair.
probably do a really good job.
Sure.
If you've got the pick of the high school kids across the valley, you ought to be able to put together a pretty good show of Little Mermaid.
Oh, sure.
I mean, it's not like you need an Academy Award performance out of anybody.
Yeah.
Oh, God, I can't believe I said that also.
Nobody's going in expecting that, right? Oh, man.
Oh, God, this is
an angry little crab waiting for you in the parking lot.
We need to... Isn't the show over yet?
Before we get ourselves in trouble.
Yes. I'm sure they're going to do fine.
Oh, absolutely. I know something we can talk about that won't get us in trouble.
Okay.
And maybe you've heard rumors along these lines, but aren't we? We're getting pretty close to the Wendy Hassan announcement period, aren't we? Isn't this usually when we start to hear little trickles of the upcoming? Yeah. Right? It's coming, right?
No. It's past. It's out.
Oh, I missed it. I see it right here.
Yeah.
I completely missed it.
Mannheim Steamroller.
Oh, wow.
Tao Dance. Yeah, we talked about this.
Tycho Project.
Yes.
That's new.
Yes.
I missed it. It is right there, a full schedule of touring. Wow.
Duh.
Sorry, Wendy. Sorry. I got out of the loop. I blame Utah Festival Opera. They kept us busy. And I got kind of out of the loop on this. This is a pretty big lineup here. I'll link to that on our Facebook page for people who want to see it.
Fair warning, those Mannheim Steamroller tickets are going to be pricey.
Yeah.
Very pricey.
One show, right?
Uh-huh.
December 19th. Ooh. Yeah, $120.
Uh-huh.
54 for the balcony if you want to get up there. So, but still, yeah, that's pretty. I guess that's no surprise though. Grammy Award winners, etc. Also not my thing. I mean, I don't get me wrong. I do not hate it.
I like all that brass.
Yeah, it's a cool sound, but I don't know that I'd stand in a super long line for it. It'll be on YouTube. I'm just kidding. No, this is always a holiday hit, and this one will sell out, despite the price on those the top tier tickets. This one will sell out without a doubt. That's December 19th, by the way, and for those who are
look at the ticket sales. Look for what's sold out.
Let's see, the 5 o'clock. So there are two shows on December 19th.
5 o'clock and
8.
8.
That's 5 o'clock. Actually, I mean, there's a big block in the middle, and man, the balcony is gone. No. There's some in the balcony still. The upper mezzanine pretty full, but yeah, there's still the $120 tickets. There's still quite a few of those left. For the 5 o'clock show, let's take a look at the 8 o'clock show here. I'm curious as well. December 19th again. More seats available in all sections for the 8 o'clock show. I don't know how long these have been on sale though, so I have no idea how quickly these are going, but it will sell out.
Early August, I think.
Is that when it started?
They started to sell.
Okay. All right. I've linked to that on our Facebook page, too. Again, that Mannheim Steamroller Christmas is December 19th. Tickets are a little pricey for that, but, man, they are going fast. You might want to look into that. 4 different price tiers from $54 to $120. And 8 o'clock, still a lot, but that 5 o'clock for some reason on the 19th is going fast. Charlie Schill, our guest here in the studio. You can read Charlie's work each and every day at CashValleyDaily.com. He joins us once a week to talk theater in Cache Valley, and we'll be back to it in just a bit. Before we do that, though, I wanted to just remind everyone the Cache Republican Party and Lauer's Foods have organized a meet and greet event tonight. It's at 7 p.m. It's free. It's at Lauer's in Richmond, and you can meet among many elected officials guaranteed there this evening. Congressman Blake Moore and Republican Representative Dan Johnson of the 3rd House District, Logan City proper, basically. Food provided by Lauer's, of course, where it's located there in Richmond, but also Gosner's and get this, Casper's. So, yeah, there's going to be ice cream. Cache Republican Party meet and greet with Congressman Blake Moore and Representative Dan Johnson, 7 p.m. tonight. It's free. It's at Lauer's in Richmond, which is 700 South Highway 91. You can't miss it on your right there as you drive into Richmond. And again, a meet and greet style event with Congressman Blake Moore and Representative Dan Johnson and Lauer's Foods, Gosner's Foods, and Casper Ice Cream. So tonight at 7 p.m., thanks to Cache GOP Chair Shelley Giddings for sending that announcement along. And we'll be back with more of For the People right after this.
News Talk 610 AM, 102.1 FM, KVNU.
It's hot outside, and that means it's time for Ram Trucks Make This the Summer event at Heritage. We're halfway through the summer, but you can still get a red-hot deal on a new Ram truck. Whether you're looking forward to a summer camping trip or just want to turn some heads pulling into your hometown rodeo. And with 0% financing on select models, there's never been a better time to get yourself into a Ram from Heritage. Wherever your adventures take you this summer, Heritage will get you there. Ram Trucks at Heritage, your hometown dealer with the biggest deals.
Loveland Living Planet Aquarium takes us outside our everyday lives, into a world of discovery. It's a chance to explore our innate curiosity, discover animals from around the world, and experience the all-new outdoor plaza and eco. More to explore at Loveland Living Planet Aquarium. Reserve your visit at thelivingplanet.com.
At Red River Health and Wellness Center, we utilize non-pharmaceutical approaches to help patients with challenging autoimmune and thyroid conditions. And because each person is unique, we design custom care plans that focus on the individual. Our goal is to improve health, well-being, and quality of life. We work in conjunction with your prescribing physician for an optimal outcome. Call Red River Health and Wellness at 855-55-RIVER, with offices in Logan, South Jordan, Springville, and St. George.
Hi, this is Drew Allen with Allen Mortuaries. Over the years, thousands of families have planned ahead with Allen Mortuaries. Planning ahead helps you make informed and thoughtful decisions. It also spares your family the stress of making these decisions under the pressure of time and strong emotions. Allen Mortuaries' secure pre-need trust plan can save you nearly 40% versus other plans. Keep it simple, safe, and secure. Go with the proven choice, Allen Mortuaries. Voted best funeral home in Cache Valley in northern Utah. Allen Mortuaries. Then, now, always.
Welcome back to KVN News for the People. Charlie Schill, our guest here in the studio this hour. Cache County Assessor Kathleen Howe joining us in Hour 2. We'll talk property values. How are they assessed? Do some myth busting, which is going around on Facebook here in Cache Valley the last month with the now retiring, as announced this week, Kathleen Howe joining us. Charlie, though, earlier you said that you were kind of joking about this list you had of things that will never be produced here in Cache Valley. and I'm curious now, what's on this list?
Well, I'm always thinking about, gosh, wouldn't it be nice if they did this, or they did that, or they did this?
Sure.
And they're probably not going to ever. Shows like Pippin, like Chicago, like Company. There's a cute little show called The Last 5 Years that...
Never heard of that.
It's a heartbreaker. It really is. you've mentioned that you hate the movie of Dear Evan Hansen.
Yeah.
Not going to be produced here.
No, which is too bad because everyone tells me not to judge it by the movie.
I kind of like the movie, actually.
Did you? I just struggled with his age. That just threw me off throughout it. I couldn't buy him as a high school student.
Well,
that was too much for my willing suspension of disbelief.
Also, Next to Normal, which is a big hit, and no reason why it isn't going to be performed. But
now, do you think these won't be performed because of their thematic content, or because they're difficult to perform, or
all of the above?
All of the above. Okay.
Take Pippin. Okay. It's a play by Stephen Schwartz, same guy who did Godspell. Should be family values, right?
Sure.
Nah.
A little darker.
It was originally staged. It's a medieval fantasy.
Sure.
It was originally staged by Bob Fosse.
Oh, I didn't know that.
So it's a dance show.
Okay.
And the dancing is sexy.
Okay.
The script itself is I don't know, mildly suggestive. Actually, the way it's written, you could stage it mildly suggestive all the way to absolutely filthy.
Okay. So there's room for
there's room
creative
for artistic
interpretation.
Sure. But it's a really dark, cynical story.
Okay. Yeah.
And that doesn't fly here.
Yeah.
Chicago's filthy. Okay?
Yeah. It would be an R-rated film, to
Think
say the least.
You've seen the movie. Yeah, Chicago's filthy.
Yeah.
And it's dark and depressing as well.
Sure.
Company is a play about a 40-year-old playboy who suddenly wants to get married, but all of his married friends are horrible examples of what to turn into.
Okay.
Gorgeous music, Sondheim musical, gorgeous music. Small cast. No reason why.
Seems doable.
Yeah, except that it's dark.
Okay.
I mean, it's really dark and cynical, and it has no redeeming social value other than being a great theater experience.
That would be, but so no, I could see, well, maybe not. I was going to say I could see maybe USU experiment. I guess I can't now that I think about it. They wouldn't have students do that. Maybe.
Probably not.
It would be a change from King Lear, though, which is usually their go-to for dark and cynical, right?
Yes, I suppose. The last 5 years was actually performed at the Cash Bar about,
oh really?
I don't know, a year ago, before the I think it was before the pandemic.
Oh, okay. I didn't know that. That's interesting.
2 performers, just 2 people in the show, and the setup and no dialogue, all singing.
Sure.
And the setup is, as the show opens, the girl is singing a lament about the fact that her romance is on the rocks.
Okay.
At the same time, the hero, the boy, is singing a song about his romance has just begun.
Oh, that's awkward.
And the 2 of them are each working through the 5 years of their romance in opposite directions.
Oh, wow. That's intriguing. And that's called 5 years.
The last 5 years.
The last 5 years.
Yeah.
Oh, I'm putting that one on my list. That sounds like a unique thing to see.
Nice movie with the girl from Pitch Perfect.
I forget her name.
Come on.
I'm Googling fast.
But yeah, you can check it out.
The last 5 years. That is, I'm gonna have to put that one on my list. Anna Kendrick.
Anna Kendrick.
I found it.
Yep.
Just in time. Charlie, always a pleasure to have you here in the studio. We'll do it again next week for listeners. Be sure to tune in. Charlie joins us every Thursday at 4, but you can read his work, written word, between now and then at cachevalleydaily.com. County Assessor